Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk, guys. I've been cranking out some videos today and was kind of done. Decided it was over. It's over. But then I got this great note from Mark, and he's a MC 950 client ISOK. I think I already did a video from one of his replays, but I hadn't noticed this note, which he'd sent a while back. I apologize to everybody. Sometimes I have a hard time getting through all the notes. But I really should get through them better. It was a fantastic note. Thanks for taking time to watch the replay. He wanted me to take a look at his 12T game, Bat Chat 12T. But he also brought some things up that I thought were kind of interesting in here. Talks a little bit about this game, and he worked on. He said started playing in May, completely sucked for several months before finding YouTube channels from me, Talgram Skill, and 4 tankers and a dog. To be included in that group is a pixel honor. Let's put it that way, a pixel tank honor. So I appreciate that. Actually, he learned over time that says it's not the best game he's had from stats, but I really feel like he did everything right. So we're going to take a look at the game. We'll talk about that. But then he brought out some pretty interesting things that really struck home a little bit for me as well. Maybe you guys would be interested in some of this. I certainly reached average stage in my Watt development, moved up the tech tree. Continue to learn something new every day. Goals to become blue over my last 1,000 battles. Awesome. Good goal. Good goal. Set goals you can reach and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? On the last Coffee Talk, Pilgrim and I were talking about, or you and Pilgrim were talking about, people play this game, and I could relate to the chess analogy, especially speed chess. That's not bad. I like that. I also tell people that minus the exercise, it has replaced pickup basketball for me, which I'm afraid that I've probably played my last game of. Man, that hit home. That hit home, and I used to play a lot of pickup basketball, and during my Air Force career I played, it's just intramurals, but you like to keep on with sports, and the military is a great place to do stuff like that. Softball, flag football, and basketball, as well as volleyball. And I loved the basketball. I was never particularly great at it, kind of a relatively tall person, had pretty good vertical. My defense was solid. That was about it. But I loved it, I loved pickup basketball, and I was wondering when he said that, I thought to myself, there was the last basketball game you played at some point. How does that happen? And he's talking about COVID. Mark says COVID kind of knocked off the pickup basketball. It appears he's in California from what I can gather, so they really got locked down hard. And he kind of found another team play idea in World of Tanks, which I think is pretty cool. I would say to you, Mark, get back out into the basketball, man. Don't let it go. It's great exercise. It really is. And hopefully the guys you play with are good guys and good friends, and you can get back in there. Sometimes I have seen some of these older leagues, 50 and older leagues, and it's just a much slower, calmer style, but they're still out there playing basketball, which I think is really cool. I actually wrecked my back playing volleyball probably 2 years ago. Just landed weird. That took me out for a while, but you really hate that, man. You love the sports and doing all that, the jumping, the running. You come to a point where you just have a much harder time doing it. And the problem is the brain doesn't let you slow down. You know what I'm saying? The brain says you can do it, and then you break something on the old body right there. So he says at some point I have to start working again. And this was interesting to me. He says he's, without giving out too much personal info, but says he's a photographer and he photographs hotels and restaurants. That's that's actually pretty cool. You don't think about that, do you? You see a brochure from an ad agency and it's got pictures of the hotel or the restaurant or whatever it is, the business. Somebody takes those. There's all the industry around the industry. You know what I'm saying? This is a computer game. Part of the industry around the industry is me yapping about it on YouTube or other influencers, commentators, and all that stuff. But hey, let's get to the game. You guys didn't come here to listen to me babble about a lot of different random stuff. Let's take a look at MC950, although that's what you got, right? You may not have come here for that, my friends, but that's what you got, okay? Just basketball, photography, all kinds of things I know very little about, but I am happy to talk about. One of the reasons also, too, and in addition to I wanted to watch this, is I struggle on this map. I'm not going to lie. I struggle on this map, so okay, all right. Interesting. I don't know what his equipment set up. He does have 2 small kits, it appears. and a, is that an automatic? I think it is an automatic. Here comes the light tank. It is automatic. Nicely done right there. So we get a little spotting, a little bit of damage. That is why this map is hard for me, especially from the southeastern spawn. Light tanks have a very hard time pushing up from the other spawn. It's very, very imbalanced. So the good news for MC is that he is able to come into this bush here and spawn in from the side he spawned in on from the northwest, and they can pretty much lock down this part of the map. And it's unfortunate that that's the way it is. So it looks like he's going to move up here. I think I would have hit C after I took those 2 shots there, MC, and reloaded my clip. So that's, I think, one piece of improvement. You can definitely start thinking about clip management on the autoloaders is a thing. And there you go. So we finally press it. Maybe you thought some shots were coming pretty quickly, but I'll take those 2 shots. You got that guy dead. Think about it for a potato or two. Is there anything going on? Nope. Boom. C. At least you got it locked down visually. And we'll get reloaded as the Udez is now spotted, and he's probably hating life. You are about to have a problem behind you, though, because they've gained the upper hill right there. The Udez. God, can we just... Oh, it's so tempting, isn't it? Isn't it just so tempting? There he goes. Oh, nice. Someone else put a big hit. In that situation, as close as he was, and you haven't made the bush go dark in front of you, you're not playing the bush game, assume you're lit and don't sit in that bush. Take the 2 shots and get the heck out. Very late trying to get out, so I think you're lucky you didn't get thumped by something right there. That is a skill, and it's more of an art, somewhat science, but it's also an art with light tanks, is taking shots and just kind of assuming in that situation you're going to get spotted based on the number of guns around and whatnot. Again, I think as you backed out, I would have hit C as I backed out, because I have no intention of coming back into that bush within 10 seconds. So I take those shots, I'm lit, I get out, hit C, get reloaded, and then when I get back into this bush, I'll be ready to roll. Now you may want to think about coming up top and seeing if you can't get in behind the Carnarvon and the Pantera. I'm sort of surprised one of them has not come through. And you definitely want to get your reload going on. Ooh, okay, they're down the hill. Now this is something I've been talking about a little bit with people, especially with the newer guys, as we're trying to learn how to play this game better, is gathering SA, and one of the best places to gather that SA is down on the minimap, as well as camera technique of looking around and going, what's going on around me? Oh, the P-44 and the Carnarvon have gone down the hill. Well, why not just scoot on up around there and start shooting those guys in the back? It looks like maybe that's what you're thinking. Unfortunately, there we go. So we finally get our reload on. Let's see if it costs us getting a shot or not. Looks like we're going to be careful enough that maybe not. There is the potential that some of them turned around and came back up, but it doesn't look like it. Now my approach matters here. My approach matters here. Now I know where I would go. Let's see what Mark or what the MC does. Oh, Mark. All right, not bad. Ooh, a little overextended, my friend. Yeah, that was. Are we going to get the kill before we get moved? We are going to take a hit. Oh, very lucky in that he does not. Holy cow! So he just got a tracking shot. All right, I would have come around this side, not come up and over, and I think you came way too deep because you had no way to get out of the way. I would have come up here and maybe try to use some depression, or just come right a little bit over the hill. That way, if they all start turning around, I can just back out and get away. You got away with it. As it was, you would have only taken 1 hit of damage from him, but he ends up hitting a track. Now we have to be careful about taking on autoloaders because they've just turned around on you. Yeah, here comes the Pantera. He's taking 2 shots. So jump out there and let him have it, man. There you go, boom. Try to get the track. So the aim point should be right there, as opposed to the middle of him. There we go. You actually got it. Well done. Looks like he moved the... All right. Now that I know I'm about to get clipped out, I mean, just as I fired that last shot, or maybe even before, I start running away. There's a couple options here. Try to get back up to the top. That's going to be a bit tricky. The other one is potentially you might be able to hide right here, right in this area where these rocks are. Looks like you're trying to think about it. Is that going to work? That worked. All right, there you go. So that's another option right there. I don't know why the prototype isn't really helping you out right here. I guess he's trying. Good news on that 12T is he reloads pretty quickly, so we're probably going to rock this guy's world here. Oh, auto aim and just go. Yeah, then we don't have to mess around with the physical aiming part. Uh-oh. Oh, the fire's going to help. Fire helped. Okay, there we go. 2,295. To be honest, a couple kind of lucky things happening right there, but the general gist of what you're doing was a good deal. Oh, man, that was dangerous. Is that going to... I almost got out in front of those guys. I like this. That's good. Come around here and try to work on this Ferdinand. You don't want to get sandwiched. No sense in facing up to a bunch of heavies and whatnot there. Try to figure out if we can get around this Ferdinand. Okay, just fired. Go. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Good, you got that. Fantastic. And that's something I do in my brain when I see him fire, and I assign a general reload to the tank based on what it is. So if it's a heavy and I know it's got a long reload, then somewhere around 12, 14 seconds is about all I have. If it's a Ferdy, 7 or 8 seconds, because they end up reloading pretty quickly, and we get a win by cap right there with the enemy team out of position. 2,346 damage, 1,646 assists with 3 kills. Nicely done. Controlled the middle, got rid of a scout. That was huge early on. I think the worst thing I saw was the reload stuff and maybe a little bit of overcommitment on some of the pushes, especially when you came up and over and down that hill right there. But nice job dropping the clip when it was ready to be done, and then good job in general getting to cover, though I thought that could have been a little bit better in a couple cases. Nice job coming back around and taking out the Ferdy, who really was the only guy that had any kind of chance of stopping the cap, and even he was going to probably not do it based on his speed. Plus you killed him, so that sorts that out. And thanks for the note, man. Get back to the basketball. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it go. All right, that is all I've got. Thanks everybody for coming by and checking out my video. If you're looking for other ways to support, you'll find those down in the description. That is all I've got today. We will see ya. I'm serious. I'm going.